like to call this meeting to order. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda? Second. All in favor? Let's see. I think we've got a few recognitions, don't we?
Do you consent agenda?
Oh, wait a minute. Let's get back up here.
I was just waiting to say that.
I know, you just. All right, do I have a motion to adopt the consent agenda? Second. All in favor? All right.
Now we do have some incredible recognitions, and so Suzanne?
Yes, we have lots of recognitions tonight. One of my favorite nights, and we have so many students and teachers here to be recognized for their wonderful work. We're going to start out with our spelling bee. Now, let me try that again. I'm excited about recognizing our students and staff tonight. We're going to start with our spelling bee. Is Candy Lewis-Thomas here? I was unsure if she was going to make it, but I certainly want to give a huge shout out to her. She is a media specialist within our ranks here, and she coordinates all of our spelling bee work. So a huge shout out to her and a personal thanks for her hard work to get that organized. So let's start out with our first recognition, and that is Miss Natalie Taylor from Cherokee Bluff Middle. Natalie's not here. I'm so sad to hear that. Let's give her a round of applause anyway. However, her principal is here, I believe. Lee, would you come up, Miss Wilson, and accept this on her behalf? Let me make sure I'm giving it right.
And Principal Wilson, our board member, would like to spell a couple really difficult words, if that's okay.
Well, you know, I will say that I did look up the word that she won with, and not only did I look up the word, I had to actually get my AI friend to help me with the pronunciation. So we could give it a try. You think she could do it?
Not she, he.
Oh, he, Mr. Thompson.
Yes, oh yes.
I know they had plans to come, so I hate she did not make this.
Yes.
Well, if she comes in late, we'll do it again.
Well, her winning word was opali.
Yes.
Opali. And opali, do you know what
Bill,
that
opali, do you need the definition first, or? Opali, would you spell it, please?
Yes, I can use it in a sentence. You can sometimes find opali swimming in the ocean off the shores of California. How about that? It is a fish. So she won with a fish. Congratulations to Natalie. Okay. Oh, Natalie.
Oh, come on, let's do it
Natalie,
again.
come on in.
Natalie.
Yay, Natalie. Natalie, it could be that Miss Wilson may or may not have been able to spell opali. But the good news is you can, right? Isn't that what you won with? Did you win with the word opali?
No, it was decimation.
Oh, it was decimation, but you had to do opali too.
Yes.
Yes, so opali first and then decimation. How about that? I don't think I could have done either. So congratulations to you,
Natalie?
Natalie.
Natalie, since the two adults beside you couldn't spell it, would you spell opali for us so that we'd know, I mean, what's
Yes. O-P-A-L-E-Y-E.
Yeah, I'd have got that really wrong,
Perfect.
too.
That is
Yeah.
perfect. Good job, Natalie. Look, and that's exactly what she did at the spelling bee. No sweat for her. She's like, sure, I'll spell it.
Good job.
Congratulations, Natalie. Natalie will go on to the Region Fair to represent us, so good luck.
Good luck.
Good
We're
luck.
proud of you.
Well done. Okay, our second place winner is Mackenzie. I hope I'm saying this right. Korbick, is that right? Okay, come on in. Mackenzie from Myers. How did I misspell that?
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie, congratulations to you. Did I mispronounce your last name? I did it okay? Wow. All right. Well, congratulations to you. Mackenzie's word, what was your word, Mackenzie? Did you forget? What I have is feckless. F-E-C-K-L-E-S-S. Does that sound like? No. She can remember, she can spell all the words, so she's like, it doesn't matter.
What grade?
fifth grade.
Fifth grade, that's incredible.
So I expect to see Mackenzie a few more years at that spelling bee. What do you think?
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mackenzie. Well done. Okay, and then our third place winner, our alternate that we're recognizing tonight is from South Hall Middle, sixth grade, Ben. And tell me, Ben, how do you say your last name? Kuhn. Ben Kuhn. Congratulations to Ben. Our third place spelling bee winner for the Hall County School District, sixth grade.
Ben, what was the hardest word you had to spell? You think that Ms. Ewing could spell that?
She can act it out.
Congratulations, Ben. We're
Congratulations,
so
well
proud
done.
of
And
you.
we expect to see Ben a few more years also. So that concludes our spelling bee recognitions. Once again, help me in congratulating these students. These students not only won their school bee, but then they went on to compete at our Hall County School District bee, which is students from fifth grade all the way through eighth grade. So congratulations to you all for your performance there, and good luck to you, Natalie, as you continue. When is that bee? Do you know? When do you go on? Not, you haven't heard yet. Okay. Well,
But
we're
that's-
rooting for you.
Ms. Gerard, that's
February 28th. Thank you so much. This is why my daddy said you better work with smart people, girl.
That's
So-
36 schools that you all came out on top, so congratulations. Give them one more round of applause. That's awesome.
Okay, we are now moving to recognizing what is the 24-25 math leader schools. If you'll recall, some time ago, we recognized our literacy leader schools, and these schools are recognized based on either their growth on the milestones or their achievement on the milestones that we gave last spring. So at this time, if we could have West Hall Middle come up, they're being recognized for their high school growth. In other words, their Carnegie Unit, 8th grade math growth. Miss Amy Wade, principal. Congratulations, Miss Wade, and the teachers of West Hall Middle. Next, we have Myers Elementary, and they are being recognized for their 5th grade growth in math. Congratulations to Marla Lear and Casey from Myers Elementary.
Congratulations.
Well done, well done. Next, we have Cherokee Bluff Middle. They're being recognized for high school outstanding achievement. So, Ms. Wilson, up again for Cherokee Bluff Middle. Congratulations.
So, Ms. Gerard, this is actually middle schools being recognized for high school performance and high school credit classes.
That's exactly right.
That's awesome. Thank
Yes, sir. Next up, along that very same line, we have C.W. Davis being recognized for high school growth. And who do we have here? Jennifer Worley. Jennifer, thank you so much for being here. And while Dr. McQueen could not be here, we're super excited, Jennifer, that you're here. Not only are you nicer, but you actually are the teacher of this course. So she is literally responsible for this. So
Congratulations.
congratulations
That's
to you. Well done. Next up, we have South Hall Middle School being recognized for their 8th grade growth as well. Miss Christy House, principal there.
Brian. That's Carnegie Unit growth again?
That's also Carnegie Unit growth.
That's awesome.
All of this is that we're recognizing so
That's
far.
fantastic.
Okay, up next is World Language Academy Middle School, and I think Hannah Garner, yep, hey Hannah. So Dr. Waxter, principal there, is in Chicago at a conference actually, and so Hannah is here, she's a teacher there to receive their award. So congratulations to World Language Middle. Staying along those same lines, Mr. Schofield, we have North Hall Middle up. Next, being recognized for their high school outstanding achievement. We have Mr. David Wagner, principal at North Hall Middle, here to accept that award. Okay, and then finishing up on the math leader schools, we have North Hall High School here to receive the High School Growth Award. Mr. Billy Wells, principal at North Hall High School. Congratulations. I should also remind us that Mr. Wells was also here getting an award for the literacy leader. So he also got a literacy leader and a math leader. So congratulations, Mr. Wells. All right, that concludes our math leader schools, and we are now moving to some of our athletics and extracurricular. Mr. Stan Lewis will be here to lead us through these recognitions.
Well, good evening. We have some state champions to recognize tonight. Flowery Branch High School, one-act play. They are the GHSA 4A state champions for the state of Georgia. So congratulations. Come on out. Coach Benny Higgins, and when you get a moment, could somebody come over here and talk a little bit about the play? And let's get Principal Fair, you want to get in this picture, please? Thanks.
Yeah, we need to hear about the performance. Who's going
Over
to
here,
tell us
Mike,
what it
please.
was? And
Maybe. One. Okay. First off, thank you so much for this honor. You know, right next to me are 4 students, but they represent 26 students that just absolutely put their heart and soul into our production of Hetty Feather that we were able to take to competition back in November. But I'm just so proud of these kids. I've been here since 2022, and I have seen so many groups of students working just as hard as our students, and just to see this honor and for them to be able to have it is truly wonderful. So I thank you so much.
what was the performance? What was?
We did a production called Hetty Feather.
Uh-huh.
About a girl who is searching for her real mother, and so she goes to the circus, and it's very ensemble driven.
And are any of you Hetty or Feather, or?
We have
No?
her mother
Oh,
here.
that's her mother.
Yeah, yeah, as well as her brother. And then this guy runs our sound for the past 4 years. I'm going to be losing him. And then this is, she's at Brooklyn, is the one who she thought was her mother, and she wasn't her mother. So.
Okay.
Wow.
We might have to see that. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you
Well
so much.
done. Well done.
Thank
know,
you again.
I often say when I was high school principal, as I was parting, they asked me to be in the play, and I said, oh, sure. I will say that is the hardest thing I've ever done, and I've been a high school principal. So that my hat's off to you. Well
Thank you so
done.
much.
Well done.
Appreciate it. Good job, y'all. All righty.
Mr. Farah, you're up next. You have to be in the play now. See, I've set the stage.
Thank you.
Literally, no pun intended. Okay, Mr. Lewis, I think we have a competition cheer team.
Sure, just one more, and this is a program that has modeled excellence for quite some time. It is the competition cheerleading squad at Cherokee Bluff High School, head coach Rebecca Cooper. They are AAA state runners-up for this past year, so let's give them a round of applause. Come on out. This right here.
Now, before you ladies go anywhere, 2 things. Number one, you realize that your principal, 21 years ago when I came here, and maybe it was a little after that, was the competition cheer coach at Flowery Branch at the time. So she fits right in up there. The other is we don't sit around and whine, but Coach, wasn't there something with the scoring that is extremely unfortunate, and I just want to recognize these girls because it really is even better than it sounds. Tell us what happened, and I appreciate the way you handled it with such class.
Well, this is only obviously part of our team, just like the one act said, because they're all at other practices. We do have our 5 seniors here who started our program as 7th and 8th graders. And so we're super, super proud of the longevity that they have. We had a scoring issue. They did not give us a point that we deserved, but right now there is not an appeal process. So instead of just being upset about it, we're going to change that. We've put in some legislation to mark that as some oversight so we can get that taken care of. But these girls are definitely champions. They scored the highest score in the sectionals and won sectionals and regionals with a 104.5, and the perfect score is a 108. So they were flawless. I couldn't say more about this team. They loved each other, they're sisters, and they deserve the very best.
And again, she didn't just come out and say it because, again, she's showing class, but the point that should have been scored would have made them the state champions, not the state runners-up. And we are proud of you girls, regardless of what trophy you brought home. You are the champions, and thank you.
Congratulations. Okay, keeping on this recognition train that we're on, which I love, we are now going to move to recognize our 2025 College Board AP School Honor Roll schools. These schools are being recognized and being classified as AP Honor Roll schools because of the number of students that they have enrolled in AP courses in combination with, in some fashion, the number of courses, college courses that they get credit for as a result of the results of their AP scores. So here tonight to give us this recognition and to call these schools up is Dr. Amanda Llewellyn, our Director of Academic Support Services. So thank you, Amanda, for being here.
Thank you, Ms. Gerard. It is my pleasure to be able to introduce our 2025 College Board AP Honor Roll schools. And so we are excited. Closer. We're excited to be able to recognize these schools. And so the first school that we have is Cherokee Bluff High School, and we have with us Ms. Denise Ramsey, the principal, and Mr. Shannon Reed, our assistant principal, who oversees the AP program, and they earned the bronze recognition from the AP Honor Roll Scholar designation. Congratulations. The next school that we are going to recognize is Chestatee High School, represented by Ms. Kate Landrum, who is their AP coordinator at Chestatee High School, and they also earned the bronze recognition for Honor Roll. Next, we have Flowery Branch High School, represented by Mr. Joey Farah and Miss Laura Beaver, and they also earned the bronze recognition. Congratulations. And then now we have East Hall High School, represented by Principal Jennifer Gibson and AP Coordinator Blaine Smith. And East Hall earned the silver recognition for AP Honor Roll this year.
Congratulations, and before you go, Ms. Gibson, Mr. Thompson wanted it to be noted that he hired you for your first teaching job, so, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, that concludes our recognitions for our students tonight and our staff. We now have a presentation. May I go right on to that? Awesome. Okay. So we have an AP Research student with us, Jackson Metcalf from Chestatee High School. Dr. Llewellyn will expand a little bit about what he's going to do, but I'm super, super proud of this. One of the things that I wanted to do when I took this seat was to bring forth more students and to show us just a glimpse of the rigorous work that they do in classrooms. When I was principal, I was able to sit in on some panels for AP Research and AP Seminar, and I'm astounded every single time I do at the rigor of the work that they do. I have not completed a dissertation, Dr. Llewellyn has, but I would say that it rivals, it mimics, the closest thing I could say is it mimics that of a dissertation. They have to have a panel, they have to get their research approved, and so it definitely prepares our students for the next level. So, Jackson, are you in here? Jackson? Come on up, Jackson.
I did want to mention a couple of things. Dr. Stevens, who is AP Research Teacher Extraordinaire, is also with us tonight, as well as Jackson's father's with us. And Jackson also has exciting news about his next steps after high school. So,
I got early acceptance for UGA this most recent December, and we'll be trying to get a degree in astrophysics at UGA. So we'll see how that goes.
Not trying, you will.
Will,
You
yes.
will do that, Jackson, you will. We look forward to you coming back and telling us about that.
Yes, ma'am.
Jackson, I know, but Mr. Sloan wanted to know what an astrophysicist actually did.
It's essentially somebody who kind of simulates and deals with space, but in a mathematical form, and it's a form of theoretical physics. So you don't actually, with a real physicist, you would deal with actual physical matter, but with this, because you can't obviously go out into space and touch planets and stuff, you have to simulate it with different computer programs and mathematical equations. So,
Brian, is that better?
Okay, Jackson, tell us about your project, about your research that you've done on gamification, education, and language.
So for my AP Research presentation for the last school year, I did mine on gamification and specifically foreign language learning classrooms. So the main focus for me was with Spanish education, because that was the only foreign language we had available at our school. And my research question that I developed from just lots of trial and error was that to what extent does the use of gamification platforms, in my case such as Kahoot or Blooket, in Spanish language education impact high school students' retention and vocabulary? This question was developed through a lot of R&D with Dr. Stevens and other teachers as well, and I came to it about 2 months into the research process. About 2 months into the research process, it took me to come to this question, and after talking with various different teachers that I had. So for some of my pre-research project, I mentioned I had to talk with several teachers outside of the ones that I had in my own courses, such as other Spanish teachers, including Mr. Nunez and Ms. Whitlow, and I had to run through various different forms of other ideas, but as well as this idea before I came to a topic that I could actually work on and make an effective presentation and research project on. So for why I came to gamification in Spanish, it was mostly because of my experiences in the previous course for this pathway, AP Seminar, and my experiences in the Spanish class. When I took AP Seminar, my final presentation was on something similar. It was with seating environments in classrooms and how that affects student performance. So all of my research has been focused on how students perform in classrooms and what we can do to affect that. And that kind of pushed me to do something similar for my AP research project. One of the things in my Spanish education that kind of pushed me to lean towards foreign language versus just normal core classes is that I noticed that my teacher used gamification techniques significantly more than any of my other core classes did. And I wondered how beneficial it really was, because I noticed some discrepancies between differences between students that were utilizing it effectively and some that weren't. And we had also learned recently in AP Psych about critical periods, which is essentially where your brain can learn languages better at certain ages using certain techniques. And when we're in high school, we've already far surpassed that age where we can learn language the most effectively. So. So I keep using gamification, but what it is just essentially the implementation of game-like devices in everyday learning, and it can be used to encourage participation and encourage retention, as found by several studies. Gamification is not only limited to education, though it's also used in several other industries, such as in the workplace. It's used in some websites to encourage customer retention and employee retention as well. So with AP research, you have to first identify a topic that you want to research, but then you also have to prove that what you're researching isn't already a well-established fact or already well-researched. So you have to establish a gap in literature. And while gamification is frequently studied and has proven to have lots of benefits, it's only pertaining to core classes such as mathematics, science, and English learning. I could not find any studies pertaining to foreign language such as Spanish, and decided to see what I could do and if there was any difference between what we found being beneficial for core classes versus being beneficial for foreign language classes. So compiling all that, arrived at my research question of to what extent does the use of gamification platforms and Blooket and Kahoot were the two main ones used by Spanish teachers in Spanish language education impact high school students' retention and vocabulary. Some information about my study. It was a mixed methods causal correlational study, meaning that I used both statistics and numbers that I found from research, and then discerning various responses, like written responses that students gave me to come to both a statistical and more literature-based conclusion with my studies. And causal correlational just means that I was trying to find a distinct relationship between two variables. My problem statement for my study was, as previously stated, it's well known to be beneficial within the core classes and what's normally, or the STEM classes, but it's just not as well researched in Spanish education. Coming into my study, I had two main assumptions, the first of which being that students would be focused more so on the game aspects of gamification rather than the actual learning aspects of it, and would be more engrossed in earning points and beating out their fellow students than they would be actually learning the vocabulary and retaining it. My second assumption would be that due to the game-like elements of gamification, students would be more engaged and enjoy the learning process more than they would during normal education, such as just lecturing at a whiteboard. So for my data collection, I had three main methods. I had an assessment that I created, which was about 40 questions long and covered two different units on that students had gone over. I administered them the test 3 months after they'd completed the unit, so they were still time where they should have retained at least some of the information that they learned, but it wouldn't be fresh in their head, so it would be nice to test the retention of the information, and it was 40 questions long. That way I could get a nice statistical variation in scores. I also had a survey that I administered post-test, which students gave me their written feedback on how they felt about how gamification impacted or didn't impact their educational career and how it either improved or didn't improve their scores. And then I used focus groups, which was groups of 3 to 6 people that I would pull aside personally and just kind of have a more in-depth discussion about how they felt about gamification. And it essentially gave me the same information as the surveys, but with more detail into how the students felt about it. So for my data analysis, I used several different quantitative and qualitative methods, as you can see. I did an independent t-test and a Pearson's correlation coefficient, which just measures the relationship between two variables and the strength of said relationship. And then I used coding and theming to break my qualitative responses from the survey and the groups into manageable, repeated ideas that were found throughout several responses or several discussions. For my findings, it was quite clear from the test groups that gamification seemed to have a quite positive impact on foreign language learning, specifically in Spanish. As you can see with the data spread up here, the blue is the gamified class and the red is the non-gamified class, with almost all of the scores in the gamified class getting every question right, with just a few outliers, and then the data being a little bit more spread out throughout the non-gamified class. The t-test that I used to conduct, which is similar to a chi-squared test for anybody that knows what that is, was exceeding the critical value for it, which basically means that if it exceeds this value, then the results are statistically significant. I got a 2.91, and the critical value was a 2.07. So the results showed at least some sort of relationship between the two variables. My Pearson's correlation coefficient, it goes on a scale of -1 to +1. -1 being there is a direct inverse relationship between the two variables, and 1 being a direct positive relationship between the two variables. I got a 0.351, meaning that there is a moderate relationship between increased use of gamification and test scores. For my qualitative findings, there were 4 main things that were mentioned across student discussions and the surveys. It was increased motivation between with the students, which was in line with one of my assumptions. They very much so appreciated the game-like aspects, and it helped switch up class and make it not so monotonous. Competition between peers was also a big factor, as it drove them to perform better in the game, but they also subsequently, whether intentionally or unintentionally, digested and learned the vocabulary better. Which helped with retention. There was also some discussion sometimes about different formats of different games being distracting, as specifically random elements that could either boost you forward or prevent you from performing as well as you should be were distracting and sometimes interrupted from the learning process. Some of the implications from my study would be that it's more evident now that gamification can be a powerful tool in not only the core STEM classes, but also in classes like foreign language. It has some benefits, but there can also be some drawbacks, such as the distractions. And then limitations with my study is that my study was conducted on 2 separate classes, meaning you're going to have 2 different teachers with 2 separate teaching styles. However, one of the teachers was new, and he heavily relied on another teacher, or on the other teacher that I used for his teaching style and his resources that he used. So the classes were fairly similar in resources used and teaching style, so they were pretty on pace with each other. One was honors and one was on level. However, they both, because they received the same curriculum, same teaching style, there wasn't much of a difference there. I only did 2 classes, and for a proper study, you would want to do more to get a more conclusive statistical analysis, but I didn't have access to a ton of people. And then in my survey, the times were self-reported, so there could be some variation there, and there's a large variety in different games, so you can't make an overall statement saying gamification is truly positive or negative without diving deeper into what aspects are positive and negative. And then recommendations on my end is that gamification should be utilized, at least in some context, in foreign language classes, and that it could also be paired with another method, such as lecturing, to kind of give students that break from the monotony of class and keep their engagement, but also not get them too heavily invested or focused on the game-like aspects, and that it should be researched more in depth in the long term. And then, yeah, my sources for references.
Wow.
Questions for Jackson? That's just amazing.
When you do your dissertation,
Yeah.
it's going to be that in full depth. So congratulations, that's impressive.
And Jackson, correct me if I'm wrong, but you actually defend this work in front of a group, correct? Like you basically did what you did with us, but they were able to ask questions of peers as well. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is real life learning, folks. I'm hearing words like focus group, survey, experimental, control group, data analysis. We often say in education that we want you to utilize things, not just learn them, right? So you were applying t-tests. You were applying the Pearson correlation coefficient. So huge congratulations to you. Congratulations, Dr. Stevens. Congratulations, Dad. This doesn't happen by mistake, right? We know where that learning starts. And Kate, for your work as the AP coordinator, I'm super proud.
Yes, ma'am.
Turn my little thing on. Well, first of all, congratulations. That was incredible. I'd be willing to go back in space if you were doing the astrophysics on that stuff. I'm an old gal, but I think I could do it with you. I would trust that what you did was right. I wanted to ask you about the other study you did. How did it turn out where people were seated in the classroom? Because I think as educators, that's something I want to know.
So there may be some inaccuracies with this because this was 2 years ago for me, and I haven't looked at it in a minute, but essentially I looked at different seating arrangements for normal desks and chairs and such, but then also different versions of seating. So medicine balls was a frequent thing that I saw that people would use, or bean bags, or just carpet seating. And there was the most frequent or the most effective seating method was I believe it was where you arrange students in a U shape around the classroom, and where the teacher's more dynamic and walking, kind of similar to what you guys have here, where the teacher can kind of walk in and kind of make eye contact with each student and turn around as they're lecturing and educating. And one of the least effective was the typical rows or kind of like grid-like structures, because students at the front are often prioritized over students in the back. But with the U formation, each student has equal distance and like eye contact with the teacher. So. And then different seating styles, such as the medicine balls or the carpets, used in conjunction, were found to also be more effective in keeping retention and improving test scores.
Anything with tables versus kids being in desks?
The tables, when used in pods, I think it was like 4 to 6 students, were the most effective, and it was better than just desks, because the students were able to work collaboratively more so than they were on the desks, and also help kind of keep each other on track and work on their assignments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's fascinating. Thank you.
Jackson, Dr. Stevens, congratulations, Jackson. You are the poster child for what we say all the time. Dr. Brown gave me a new saying this morning, and I believe, and I paraphrase, but in the Hall County School District, with your whole life in front of you, you can get absolutely anywhere from here. High expectations, high support, students that are engaged, and whether it's in astrophysics and research projects or whether it's an industrial electrician, thank you for coming in here and sharing that with us. That is so encouraging for me as a dad to see that our students are doing this kind of work. Go get them. Go take on the world. We're proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And not to mention, just one more thing, Jackson, I just can't say enough. Not only can he do all that work, but he just presented, right? So those soft skills of standing in front of a bunch of adults that you don't know and presenting so confidently, I can't wait to see what's next. So well done. Well done. I'm all discombobulated now. That was so good. I'm like, what is next? I don't think we can top that. Next on the agenda, I think, is a planning guide. It's not nearly as exciting as that presentation, but nonetheless, so it is that time where we are living in this school year and planning greatly for next school year. So the planning guide is before you. We've changed the formatting just a bit this year. If you'll scroll down, you'll see that we have some consistent information, and then if you'll keep going for all schools, you'll see a list. Keep going down right there. You'll see a list of all of the courses that each high school offers. So this is unique to Cherokee Bluff, but each school has their own planning guide. So in the past, we published a guide that looked like this with all the courses and descriptions of each of the courses, and quite frankly, it just got really long, and so our students weren't utilizing it the way we wanted it to. So we paraphrased it, if you will, and we made only the course listing for each high school. But then there is a QR code listed on the right there on the page that would take you to a description of all the courses. So each school still has a unique planning guide, but it's more of a catalog, if you will, and then the QR code to the description of the courses. So I do need approval of those tonight before we finish, so that we can get those published. One more piece to this before we ask for that, if we can. There's also a list of the substantive changes, and this is just a summary of the changes that you might see for each school. There aren't a tremendous amount of changes this year. You know, we've just had an adoption of math standards and English standards, so these are just courses that different schools are adding as a result of student interest, quite frankly. And then we have a few deletions, I think only 2, if I'm remembering correctly. And then down below, we have some CTAE pathway changes. Really, this is to align them with the revised national and state career clusters. So,
And again, Suzanne, I think you sent those out.
I did.
And because we knew we were under time constraint with the ice storm last month. So again, I'd like to make that in the form of a recommendation that we approve those guides as presented.
Do I have a motion? Second? All in favor?
thank you.
Suzanne, can I ask a question about that?
Yes.
Who actually gives those out to the kids, and who houses those, and do they stay year after year move with the child when they go to a different grade, or how do y'all do that?
So we publish them each year because there are changes each
Okay.
year, and so we make those electronically available to students. Students aren't real fond of paper any longer. So we make posters where we give them a QR code to access all the catalog. And then those are available also on their launch point so that they can get right to them from their school as
Do
well.
the counselors work with them on these?
And the counselors have them as well, and each advisor also has access to them and points them to the launch point where they live.
Okay, good.
Good question. Any others for me? Okay, I think the final topic tonight for teaching and,
Did we vote on that?
we did.
Okay.
The final topic tonight is field trips. You'll see the ones that are highlighted in yellow you have seen at a previous meeting, and I would like to ask for those to be approved. The ones in white I will bring back before you at our next meeting.
Do I have a motion? Second? All in favor?
Thank you. And thank you, Suzanne.
School nutrition.
Sometimes you approve things and we tell you that we've got a projection that it's going to do certain things in this area in the fiscal management, that we could save some money. So now that Cheryl is half a year into it, she's just going to give you a quick update on something in school food service that you approved, oh gosh, I guess 6 months ago.
Yeah, or more. So we are so happy to present this information tonight, and thank you so much for the opportunity to give you a little update on this mini warehouse. We're using the cafeteria to store our disposables and paper products. So at the beginning of the bid season, when we had the opportunity to come into Riverbend, we did something a little different. I don't know if any other district does it like this, but that's okay. We asked vendors who responded to the bid to say, how much would it cost to bring it out to each school every 2 weeks? How much would it cost to do a drop shipment once, twice, et cetera? And then we landed on bringing it to the warehouse over 4 different deliveries. And I'm happy to announce that we are projected to save over $75,000 out of our $250,000 disposable budget. So that, at a time when the expenses are so outrageous, state health benefit, the cost of everything going up, we were so happy for that. And we look forward to doing that again next school year. And if we had a bigger warehouse, we'd probably do a little bit more. But yeah, thank you so much. It means a lot to the program.
Thank you, Cheryl. And by the way, it was
Appreciate
your
it.
trades and training students who did all of the work in terms of creating the space. And they
Absolutely.
did, correct me if I'm wrong, but they did an incredible job.
They show up, and whatever needs to be done down there, they do it. Rodney and his team, Rhonda, they're phenomenal, and they do great work. And we've been very, very happy to have them partner with us, and they're just very, very polite, very hardworking, and good job, Hall County. And go ahead. It is it's just the cafeteria portion, and as soon as we get our beef going, we got the kitchen cleaned, got everything done that we needed to have done, and we've tested some cooking processes there for our inspection, and we're slated to have that next week. We don't know if the storms have pushed that out further, but we've been working in that direction, and we're very excited, and using that cafeteria there. And we have a team, Chris and his team at the warehouse have been phenomenal. Just a wonderful, wonderful group. They go to the schools anyway. They'll pick our stuff up, take it out to the cafeteria, and we're just really appreciative. And it's just a good partnership, and we thank you so much.
Thank you, Cheryl. And
Appreciate
that
it.
was taking advantage of processes we already had in place with couriers stopping multiple times a week at every location, and so it really is just taking advantage of redundancy. TAVT, Jonathan.
Yes, sir. TAVT for the month of January was just shy of 1.3 million. A nice, healthy TAVT post-Christmas. If you have any questions, just let me know.
Keep right on going.
Yes, sir. Financial report for the month of December is before you. Overall, in a solid financial position. We are starting to receive some of our property tax revenue. We did receive a much larger chunk in January, so we received a good chunk of that this past month. Additionally, expenditures trending in the right direction. There is a small anomaly in student support 2100, and that's a budgetary journal entry that was effective December 31st that we plan to reverse. So that ratio is a little higher than what it actually should report. The actual number is much more in line with what we would expect for this time of year.
Thank you, and if there are no questions, I'd like to recommend that the financial report for December be approved as presented.
Do I have a motion? Second? All in favor?
Budget amendment number 3, Jonathan.
Yes, sir. This is all grants meant to align everything with some of the latest grant updates we've received. If you have any questions, just let me know.
No need for action tonight. And then the quarterly required school activity report.
Yes, sir. A quarterly report is before you. Any questions, just let me know.
I don't think, now it's back. Can y'all pull that? There it is.
Overall, our schools are in very good shape.
Did you lose?
Okay.
I lost everything. All the attachments.
East Bluffs, Jonathan.
Yes, sir. Very healthy Christmas splosh came in, just over 4.3 million. Nice little Christmas bump for us. If you have any questions, just let me know.
Matt, project updates.
Yes, sir. We have project updates on our 3 major projects still under construction. First up is Johnson High School. We have occupied the building. The work that is being done now, since last month, what you're going to see that's different is the modular building's been removed, and the bus canopy, that long canopy there that you see, has been completed and is being utilized by the school. Still a little bit of remaining work to be done, just completing punch lists, and then there's some work to do to repave that area and restripe it where the old modular was for a little bit of extra parking. Next up is North Hall High School, additions and renovations there. Again, just a reminder, we still have one more summer of renovation work at North Hall High when we're doing some work in CTE and some other various areas of the building. But the addition itself is moving along very well. We're in the finishes stage. Here you see the gymnasium floor. Have not yet done the graphics, but they'll be very similar to what you saw at Johnson High School. And we just continue to complete this work as we begin now to work through some planning with the school for a transition of the administration area to do some of the renovation work a little bit early prior to the end of school year.
Matt, it would appear that they're ahead of schedule. Is that accurate?
They're doing pretty well. We're with construction, there are always a lot of pieces. So you see in the elevator, that's one of the last pieces. And then there's some other issues with electrical switchgear. So we are ahead of schedule, but we still have some things that are pretty major that still have to be completed. But we're in a good place to be able to get a little bit of a jump on the summer because this last, summers are so short. So getting any kind of a jump on that is going to help us a lot. And last up is World Language Academy. We are actually moving along pretty well on this. We're still working on setting steel. You'll see still the back area, the back one-story area is still working on the steel there. So it's going to be about sometime later this month before we really get into roofing. But we're well on schedule here, and things are working along very well. Also wanted to point out that the week before, well, somewhere in the middle of all of our snow days and ice days and whatever, we had, on a very, very cold and raw day, we had an event at the school. We had a beam signing where we brought in actually all of the staff of the school and did just a little ceremony and let them sign a beam that'll be right over the main entrance of the school. And actually, Beverly Moody has put together a little video of this, so we'll let you watch that now.
Does it have any clips of Aaron when he was outside in the cold? Because I heard about that for 3 days.
I think he's still thawing out.
Hey guys, I can't wait to see you at the beam signing. Come on, let's go!
Aaron, anything you'd like to add? That was pretty special.
It was really neat. There was folks there who were there, I guess, 18 years ago, parents and community members and teachers, and really celebrating and really appreciating the investment the board's made in a new World Language Academy. As a parent has had 2 kids go through there, it was needed very, very badly. And so thank you for the future kids who are going to be in that building. It was really fantastic. Craig, you were there. Any comments?
They were all excited, and the space they were going to have.
Yeah.
What was it, almost double from what they were in?
Double. I think, Will, what excited him most is 265 cars can stack on the property as opposed to 40 right now, maybe. And so they're very excited about having lots of space.
It is amazing that most of our renovations, when we talk about how many extra parking places they get, it really excites most of them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Very exciting. Thank you. Funding requests.
Yes, we have a long list of funding requests. Some of these were from last month. First off, the 2 major projects, North and East Hall Middle school renovations, HVAC and re-roof. At both of these projects, we're doing re-roofing, HVAC replacement, and ceiling and lights, LED lighting, dimmable throughout the entire building. Reminder, both of these projects, each of these projects will receive about over 30% of the cost will be reimbursed through capital outlay funding. Next up, Cherokee Bluff Middle School. This is taking 2 classrooms on the lower level of the classroom building and converting those to a construction lab, also extending an area outside, a covered area for a workspace similar to what we've done at some of the other middle schools.
One of the things we realized at Cherokee Bluff in the cluster, middle school, high school clusters, we didn't really have a strong hands-on program in terms of the trades. And so again, you're going to see the footprint of construction, which the students have said they're most interested in, growing in geometrically over the next couple of years. So that's where that came from.
Chicopee Woods Elementary School, this is a relocation of a portion of the Johnson High Modular 7 classrooms and restrooms to Chicopee Woods Elementary. It includes our stormwater management requirements and canopies and sidewalks related to that, furniture, everything that we need to do in technology to get that building up and running. Friendship Elementary is a replacement of a gymnasium, a rooftop unit, Spout Springs Elementary site survey.
The next items are the large band equipment requests we make each year. You may be thinking this is early this year, Aaron. You're correct. Last year we brought it to you in April, and because of the long lead time, some of the equipment was not here by the time band camp came around. So the directors asked we present this request earlier this year, and same amounts as last year, $10,000 for each of the 7 high schools, and $7,000 for the middle schools, and of course World Language and South Hall and Da Vinci are all served by the same program. The final item on here is this is the laptop refresh for middle schools, including student services, facilities, and transportation. We will distribute these in pre-planning in August. One thing of note is this past year we tried something that worked out really well. We have pulled the services, the imaging services, out of the contract, and we hire our interns, our work-based learning students, trades and training students, and they actually do all of the imaging of all these machines starting in June. We will probably not order these until the end of March, but the technology sector is very volatile right now, and so lead times vary a whole lot. So that's why we're asking for this in February, but we'll probably not order until March.
And Aaron, again, it's not up there, but that's middle school refresh also.
It is, yes.
So, any questions?
Yeah, Aaron, would you just, as a refresher, I know we've talked about this before, just give us 1 or 2 large band items, approximate cost, just to let people know how much might be invested in.
Certainly. A tuba can run $7,500. A bassoon is about $6,000. A bass clarinet's about $4,000. And you know, if you look at marching percussion, what you see in the field is easily $45,000 or $50,000.
So were you talking about 119 for all those?
Yes.
You know, that looks like a big number, but it is not.
It is not. It is not.
So I have a question in reference to the HVAC and roof renovation. So we pay for that out of VSPLOST, and then we get reimbursed from the state. Is that accurate?
That's right.
So when it's reimbursed, does that go into the general fund or?
No, it goes back into VSPLOST.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes.
And Bo, that's a great question, but that's required by law. You got to reimburse back the account that you took it from, so.
You need that approved tonight.
Yes, please, if we could approve those, that'd be wonderful. Lead time is gold these days.
Do I have a motion? Second. All in favor?
Dr. Brown, personnel?
Yes, you have a couple of packets from the previous 2 meetings that are on there. We would ask at a minimum approval from the previous meeting that we missed. But if you could go ahead and take action on both, it would help us in moving forward, because we're going to be bringing a couple of thousand names to you pretty quickly. But I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have.
And if and when you're ready, I'd like to recommend that the personnel packets be approved as presented.
Everybody have a chance to look those over? Do I have a motion? Second. All in favor? And we have board training.
We do, Mr. Chairman, and if we take a brief recess, we've got dinner for you since you're so graciously giving of your time tonight. And then we'll come into training, and Mr. Corey Kirby and Mr. Tim Cochran are here to give us some training tonight, and we appreciate that. And Brian, you mind asking a blessing for us? So